All right, welcome back. With more American soldiers on the way to the country, President Biden facing pressure now from allies to extend America's presence in Afghanistan so American citizens and Western allies can get their still trapped citizens out safely. The president will meet virtually with a group of 7 leaders to discuss the situation later on today. Let's get more now with Dan Murphy, who joins us now from Abu Dhabi. Dan.
Well, Brian, today's G7 meeting is going to give us more clues on whether or not President Biden will extend that evacuation deadline or whether or not he's going to stand firm on that initial August 31st date. And yes, the president is under increasing pressure from UK and European leaders who want more time to get their people and their equipment out of Kabul. But the president has already said his hope is that they won't need to extend. And that's because the Taliban have already given the US a red line. And it's this. They say complete the evacuations on time or face, quote, consequences. Now, we don't know what they are yet, but White House officials say there is a real concern now that if the US tries to change this deadline, the Taliban is going to lash out at Americans and allies in Afghanistan, which could put some 6,000 US troops and vulnerable others at the airport in harm's way. Remember, around 50,000 people have been evacuated from Afghanistan since August 14. Of course, there is still more to come, and you can imagine this fast-approaching deadline is causing a lot of angst on the ground because officials say it's still going to take days to fully exit Kabul. So the challenge for the G7 today will be to develop a plan to speed up those evacuations to meet the deadline. They're going to need to coordinate resettlement programs as well, so these people have some place to go. And they're also going to have to discuss an approach to engaging with the Taliban in the longer term, including whether or not to withhold aid, formal recognition, or use economic sanctions, which are all being discussed now. Brian?
All right, world leader reaction. The group of 7 allies, Dan, what are they saying? What can we expect?
Well, it's interesting, Brian, because it really does seem like Britain is leading the charge here as chair of the G7. We know the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, has suggested that he would like to see the deadline being extended in order for British troops to get out. Similar calls we've heard from France and Germany. But the problem is that if the US pulls out before them, they can't stay on the ground. So a mad rush now underway to get people out of Kabul and out of Afghanistan before that deadline. All eyes, all ears now on what President Joe Biden has to say. Back to you.